organizing and turbocharging your web promotion with process maps. And my goal for you this webinar is that by the end of the webinar, you'll have the knowledge that you need in order to create a basic process map. And that process map is going to help you to work faster, work smarter. It's going to help you to outsource, and it's going to help you to out-task. Let's talk about what process maps are first of all, because some of you might have come here to the webinar and you might be thinking to yourself, well, okay, well, I'm here, but what the heck is Liane talking about, right? What the heck is a process map? So a process map is like a flow chart that shows everything that needs to happen, you know, what needs to go from here to here, what people need to talk in order to complete a process and get a desired result. So you can have a process map for everything. And a little later, I'll talk about, you know, a peanut butter sandwich. If you wanted to make a peanut butter sandwich, you could create a process map. What I wanted to show you were a couple of examples of, well, actually this example of how it's supposed to be done. And this is an example from one of the websites that I have referenced on the text document. And it just shows how things are really supposed to look. And you'll see that my example is not exactly correct. You have an oval to show the input to start the process, or the output at the end of the process. Okay, so I don't have any of those ovals here. I have this thing to start and I have this thing to end. But, you know, like my own personal preference, I thought it looked pretty. A box and rectangles used to show a task or activity performed in the process. So I think I got that right. Arrow shows direction or the flow of the process. Okay, so I sort of got that right. A diamond shows points in the process where a yes/no question is asked or a decision is required. So it's got, you know, an arrow for yes or an arrow for what you do if no. And there's usually only one arrow out of an activity box. If there's more than one, you may need a decision diamond. So I've got only one coming out, but I've got them kind of funky going to different places. But if you have two arrows, then you probably need to go to a yes or no box, right? One of these. Designing a website. What are some things that you think you would need to have for designing a website? A lot of great ideas. Static or dynamic content. So lots of great stuff, guys. Let's just take this and see what we can come up with. So the first thing that I would do is first of all, I would do this on paper so that I can draw arrows and make changes. But starting out, I want to organize this and say, you know, what comes first, right? I'm gonna lay out every single part basically. I'm just gonna go through and lay out each of these different parts to create this design website. And when I finish with it, the whole goal is that I should be able to follow it step by step and get things done, okay? It's okay if you have to, you know, if you need special knowledge for something, specified knowledge, like maybe you don't know how to use Photoshop and that's a required part of this. That's okay if it's general knowledge that other people might have. The idea is that someone can follow it step by step. So let's talk for a second. I'm going to clear this horrible drawing out, and let's talk for a second about peanut butter and jelly. Okay. And peanut butter and jelly, they do this. I don't know what grade they teach us in. I know I've done it in in high school as well. I've taught it in high school, and I know I've been taught it in college, and who knows what. And you might have experienced this, but the whole idea of how do you create a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? And you're supposed to write step-by-step instructions for that. And so what do people do? They say, okay, get the peanut butter, spread it on the bread, get the jelly, spread it on top, and that's it, you're done. Okay. But what actually needs to happen is you need to say, okay, take the peanut butter out of the fridge, set it on the counter, open the top, set it down, grab the jelly out of the fridge, open the top, set it down on the counter. Be super, super clear and simple, to the extent that someone could pick up your process map and do it for you. And the whole point is, I mean, I hope the whole point of your business is that you can outsource the entire thing. And if there's any part of your business that you cannot outsource, you are stuck with it. You are stuck with it. If you can't explain what you do, if it's like, oh, I have magical powers, then you're stuck with it, right? But I can promise you that just about every part of my business can be outsourced. Every part of it. And if I make the effort to create a good process map for what I'm doing, and then you know, it's like, can explain this. Once you have something that works, you want to duplicate it. You can't duplicate it if it's just you. So you get another team to do that work for you, and then you move on to something else. So now you've got a business that's making money for you in autopilot. You can get like testimonials, and you can do a search for stuff like, well, actually, there's a whole bunch of stuff, programming, if you need someone to do programming, writing, and so on. And it's stuff that people do for $5, and you can definitely hire from them. And but I don't know what that other one is, Rick. Is that a misspelling?
I haven't heard of 4R, but maybe somebody's cut Fiverr down to $4. Who knows?
Let's see. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's missing an R. 4.com. Funny. That's exactly what it is. Funny. All right. So thanks for that. That's awesome. Is Fiverr any good? Yes, Stephen. You can get some really good stuff there. And actually, I actually commissioned some songs from a couple of guys that just posted that they can write songs and record them. And I had some amazing stuff. It was actually a gift that I gave someone.